Hi everyone, it's Clyde at Vibrant Soap, and today I'm continuing my work in restocking some of my soaps that are really popular. And a popular fragrance out there is Dragon's Blood. It's a very mysterious, kind of moody, dark, incense type of fragrance, but it's very alluring. It's very, I want to walk up to it and smell it when it's on my soap shelf. So making it again today, and I like to make things different. And at the end I'll show you, I'll give you a link to my past uses of Dragon's Blood fragrance. I used it in my Edvard Munch soap, which was a series of artist soaps that I made. And Edvard Munch, you might not know his name, but he's the one that made that painting called The Scream. So let's get started with this soap and show you how I made it. Okay, I'm going to soap at about 73 degrees today. I try to get the lye solution and oils at the same temperature, give or take a couple degrees. So let me blend the oils and clay and milk. So the Dragon's Blood fragrance does darken, so I planned accordingly. The bottom layers are going to be with the fragrance, and I've chosen colors that are bright so that when it does darken, it still has some color to them. And I've also decided to use a slab mold because the top of the soap will become the face of the soap, and those colors are not going to have the fragrance at all. But I'm going to leave some of the bottom layers showing, so as it darkens, the top layers of color will seem brighter against that dark background. So let's get the lye solution in there. I have to remember not to add the fragrance right away until I pour some of this batter into the colors that will have no fragrance. I'm also using less fragrance for this batch because allowing for the fact that some of the soap batter will not be fragranced. Okay, so let's pour the colors that won't have fragrance. That's easy to remember because it's the ones that are in the cups that'll be poured on top. That's a purple, there's a deep red, and there's a black. And to brighten the top, I will also have some mica drizzles to brighten it up. And this is how real Dragon's Blood really smells anyway. So I just recall that I didn't pre-mix some mica, so I'm going to do that after I combine the fragrance and just put the powder in for a change. Usually I liquefy my micas first. Here's that bright neon magenta that I've used before, so I'm pretty confident that that's so bright that even when the color changes with the fragrance, it's still going to show up, which will probably match the real color of Dragon's Blood. And I'm going to have to add powder, mica powder, for the purple. Let's start with that much. And that's about the right amount. Still a lighter purple, so that when it darkens with the fragrance, it'll look how I am envisioning this. So I've got more bubbles in here. That's what I try to avoid by not adding the powder. Just by the way I work, it might not be the same for everybody. And then I'll blend the mica. That is this magenta color. So what I'm doing right now is I'm swirling these two colors together so that the body of the soap has some interest too. So when you start using the soap down toward the center of the soap, there's still some interest. Let's get most of that in there. Cut through that a little bit. And we'll pour this. I like that look. One of my Instagram friends asked me to talk about developing a recipe that helps you work with swirls and that just doesn't thicken up right away. And in general, you want to have more of the liquid oils in your recipe. That's like rice bran oil and olive oil. Any of the oils you don't have to melt. You want to have that. Okay, I'm going to mix these colors up. This is my black, and it's not quite black enough. That's ready. Purple. And the red. That's a wicked red right there. That's my red obsession. From Nature Soap. Okay, so let's scrape out some of this magenta. I like how it's already thick and it's going to add a texture to the soap. Now I'd like some of this to be a little more thick. Probably get all this black in there right now because I don't want it to dominate the top. And let's get a chopstick in there, see what we can do. Finally, the mica drizzles. So the top of the soap is a lot more loose and liquid than the layer just below it, and that's fine. Looks like a Jackson Pollock painting. So that brightened things up, which is good. I think I can get a little bit more of the scrapings of the magenta in there. Brighten things up even more, add a little texture. Also gives a sneak peek of what's inside the soap. See if we can move some of this around a little. Okay, and that's it. Let's tap that down and then let it cure. Come back for the cut. Almost forgot that I'm not really going to cut this. I've got to put my dividers in there. And that's the other thing about doing slab mold soaps, is that your design on top may look a little busy, but it's probably perfect, because once you divide these bars up, and these dividers divided up into 18 little bars, you end up with a less busy design, because you're only looking at 1/18 for each bar. So that's another thing to keep in mind. Yeah, now let's come back for the unmolding. Okay, let's unmold Vibrant Dragon. First thing I'm going to do is turn it over, get the liner out. Then I'm going to pull the sides away. I know this is going to unmold nicely because the sides pull away really cleanly. And then you can see the soap fall away from the mold on the bottom. These liners are great. I let this set for 2 days also. curious because this is a fragrance that does darken the soap a bit. I love the smell of dragon's blood fragrance. So this is another, you can see how slick it is on the sides. So this is another restock soap, just because I don't have another dragon's blood soap on the website right now. So slick. Basically, with these molds, whatever the soap wants to do to come out of them, I'm letting it do its thing. Appear to be nice hard bars, which is what you want because that means that they'll last longer. That looks cosmic. So the bottom part will continue to darken a bit, but the top will pretty much stay where it is because there's no fragrance in the top part of the pour. That one's wild. And we're almost done, so this is when I say my thanks to you all for watching and subscribing and giving me a thumbs up, making comments. Really enjoy that. And just recently hit 20,000 followers on Instagram, so that's nice too. So in my case, just never feel alone, even during lockdown. So thank you for that. And the website's open, people are buying soap, so I appreciate that. And already thinking of my next video. I'm working on another bigger project, which you'll see in the form of a video. Don't know when that's going to be done, but it's going well. And we'll see you next time. Be well and see you later. Bye, everybody.